What's going on, people? I meant to do a video. I'll give an update on BTC and the altcoin market. Um, Yesterday, I posted that I tried to attempt a short on Bitcoin. Um, I before this rally. Unfortunately, like I said on the video, which I believed would get stopped out because usually you make a attempt to make a higher high and maintain prices above and like rising wedges. Yeah, unfortunately, I was tapped out. It was nothing major. It was not a big short, as I stated in the video. But still, Bitcoin is still showing like just short term is looking still a little bit of an old bearish. I didn't adjust this line, but you can adjust it where you balance that and kind of still like wedge slash like channel or like a channel, but you really respecting bouncing off of this like support, it seems. Um, but until you break this pattern to the upside, I'm not looking to get into any new positions because there's still a potential of selling off and retesting the prior high. 4 hour for that. Fix or whatever. Maybe come back and test the 42K range. It's just not looking as strong. Looking at the indicators, I mean, keep on the RSI making higher peaks. I mean, lower peaks. Sorry. MACD is still not on the 4 hour, still not gaining any more positive momentum. Scroll to the daily. Still potentially, if your RSI doesn't keep ascending, you could potentially have bearish divergence on the RSI, but it hasn't rolled over yet. So it was rolling over yesterday, but it's kind of recovered a little bit. So it's still something to watch out for. MACD, you're not showing any bearish divergence, but you are starting to lose momentum. And your scratch RSI is trending down. I'm just very cautious right now and not willing to lose the gains that I had made, in those few altcoin plays that I have posted here. If I am trading, it's mostly day trading right now. It's like the low time scale, like the 5-minute, 15-minute chart, in and out, not really taking a lot of trades. But you look at the other, like, let's look at the BTC futures, because I looked at that yesterday, and it was showing on the daily bearish divergence. It's like still see still trying to move up from that on our side. Starting to lose momentum on our MACD. Also looking at BTC. In kind of sort of the same outcome. If you keep trending up, you'll be might be able to get above these peaks and disregard the bearish divergence. You're not losing momentum on the MACD, so that's good. You're still trending up, but you're starting to make a doji. Days close to being over in about 2 hours, so it's something to watch, and just be cautious in these areas. And with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts to sell off, it affects the whole crypto market. Go down a list of other alts. Something this is mostly not day trading chart, so it's not going to be really useful for long term. Looking, you had these patterns and this resistance that you fully broke. ETH is losing momentum on MACD on a daily. Another BTC pair that I showed in one of the last videos. wasn't looking great. You had that, like double top, not a wedge, but it was more like a double top. I was thinking more so the play as a wedge and sell off maybe, but more so a double top. So that being the case, you break this wick here, this level, you're actually coming down 21%, kind of bear flagging. Um, you had bearish divergence on your MACD and RSI on the daily. Not really looking good for Ethereum right now. A few other assets that I've been posting. Let's look at OMG. I was looking at this one on Bitfinex. Target was around like 13. Fortunately, we've got Bitcoin not performing well, and you don't have Bitcoin perform well, it's going to weigh down the alts way more. You broke out as consolidation, made a nice move. We're in from like I think it was like 370, 390 range. I end up taking out like a lot off the table, just not like in how Bitcoin is looking. Maybe we'll get some consolidation. If we get some consolidation, we get like a signal on like the 4-hour. I mean, right now, potential hidden bullish divergences potentially, but let's go into 1 hour. This, just consolidate, but you're making, keep making lower highs, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. You can see on the 1 hour. Kind of made a higher low, but then you made a lower low. So you're just really consolidating. I'm not seeing anything that is like, pseudo bullish. That's saying like we're going to reverse. So just waiting to see how, Bitcoin plays out. Some of these alt plays. Maybe pivot. Maybe make another lower high and then sell off and make bullish divergence on the hour, and then that will start a attempted rally for now 4-hour hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence, sorry, that's forming. But you're not, you see, like when you start to pivot, the histogram to get a little bit lighter, but they're actually getting darker. So you're still having, you haven't pivot yet. It's just not looking like any signal to buy. So, unless you're day trading, it's just be cautious. And if you're still in this position from there, like I stated the video yesterday, I'll be taking, I took half off yesterday, and I took some more off after, Bitcoin rejected getting above that trend line, the rising wedge. I'll only be looking, to scale out and just wait. And if we go lower and pivot, enter back in. But if, we keep selling off, then, you blocked in some profit. But it's just, it's real iffy right now. The coin we're looking at is data. It's a tether pair. And again, like here we're in this consolidation. You broke out of it. And now, I mean, it's actually faring well. It's faring better than a lot of other alts. 4-hour, look at your gaze. You're still making higher lows. I think you're still making higher lows on OMG as well, which is still good as far as like the alts. Most of them are still making higher lows. Even Bitcoin is still making higher lows, which is the one thing that's kind of has me a little optimistic. But the maybe on the 4-hour, you haven't made a higher high yet. Kind of have hidden bullish divergence developing on the 4-hour on MACD. But there's still no pivot. You can still just keep selling off. You're kind of in like a channel. I'm always doing that. This line. Kind of loosely, real quick. Kind of making a channel. There's no clear, like I said, there's no clear sign as far as, we're going to pivot here and keep running. In the 1 hour, no. I'm going scrolling to like the 1 hour and like even lower time frames to see like for this day trading. There's just really just no type of like clear signal like we're going to continue to run up. But that's data. A lot of these altcoins are going to the same for the most part. I'm just being cautious just looking at them because this is what we've been, some of the positions I've been in. And Falcon, I have nothing plotted on this chart. To the USD pair, to that pair. And I don't have anything plotted on this chart as well. There was some like consolidation that I thought we were breaking out of and going higher, but it's just a flipping consolidation after you have that impulse, after, was saying, all in this range, this was a buy. This is usually healthy consolidation. Using a wicks, I guess. Which is not really, these wicks are, you see how illiquid this asset is, or this has been a lot of selling. But again, there's no clear, you're starting to make you're getting close to these like lows, these last lows, but there's no clear signal. You did have bearish divergence on 4-hour. That is, is the reason for this sell-off, it seems, not just with Bitcoin selling off or not performing as well yet. This bearish divergence is starting to play out. Well, it's playing out now, and maybe we'll pivot back off this trend line. But there's, like I said, until you get some type of clear signal, it's just hands off. You shouldn't be risking it, taking any new positions. There's just no clear signal, and it's just better being cautious. There's a lot of more coins there. Look at BAT. BTC. And I found out that BAT, unfortunately, I got to start looking at the USD pair on Binance. There's actually more data for BAT. There's like another high, excuse me, but it kind of changes the, the target for BAT itself. But right now, just looking at this chart, it's just consolidating, just like everything else. Just not making making a lower high. Trying to hold on, trying to make a higher low, but still no clear signal. This is good for the most part. You're making hidden bullish divergence from this low to this low. And then now let's look at the 1 hour. And maybe these altcoins are pivoting here, making a higher low. But till you make a higher high, I wouldn't. Even if it makes a higher high, I would be cautious till you make a higher high here. You break these highs. You start breaking these highs, then you can start scaling back in, and maybe Bitcoin is actually either is consolidating or it's actually trending up, or more clearly. But right now, it's really just an iffy market. I mean, I could look at more of these alts. Let's look at Kin real quick. I'm starting to see a lot of more people recognizing Kin. A few comments about it. It broke out of the handle, which is great. Maybe come back down and back test, or come back down 80% of the way before running up. You're starting to get into the, again, hidden bullish divergence on your MACD, not your RSI, but like in no man's land right now. It's not really any clear signals, but it still looks, at all like alts that I'm looking at. This is a very defined pattern. This took over. You're talking about over 2 years to develop, or almost 2 years to develop. I think on a weekly, getting some bearish divergence on a weekly on an RSI. Like I said, maybe come back down. Could really come back down to this trend line before running up again. So a lot of these plays I took profit, at least half off, but a lot I've scaled out at least 75% off until I see a clearer signal on Bitcoin, or just the market as a whole. And I'm about to do a video on like the stock market, looking at the dollar and interest rates, the 10-year note, and why I'm really scaling out was another reason why I'm scaling out a lot on these altcoins and Bitcoin. Well, not Bitcoin itself, but these altcoin positions, because of what the chart is saying as far as like the interest rate and the dollar rising, and what that means for these markets, not just crypto itself, but also the stock market and the gold market as well. I'll do an update on that in that video. But I was just giving an update on these assets. For our gold, let's look at wax, because I think that was actually holding up pretty well. And it's actually still holding up pretty well. This thing keeps moving on me, but broke out of this, and like, you change it from the daily, like but this chart is just so out of whack. But you see, like, we broke out of this this pattern bullishly so far. Seems like we're back testing it and using it as support. And you can just, as long as you stay above it, this is the one position I haven't scaled out at all. And maybe you start to consolidate, back test this, trying support for running higher. That would be bullish. I know, like your RSI, like daily, kind of like diverging a little bit, just like you're seeing this across the board on a lot of alts, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, just whether it's at least RSI bearish divergence from just one little peak to another peak is not really that significant, but it's just something that is signaling like we're probably going to consolidate before running higher, or maybe we get a real retrace. But like I said, it's just something, just be cautious. I'm just not right now comfortable taking large positions in longs in any crypto asset right now. So that's just my quick little recap on these alts. Until next time, stay safe, and hopefully you are locking in some of your gains.